When you build a personal brand or a business, you will start to discover pieces of yourself that you did not even know was there.
I gotta keep walking, just keep walking. I gotta keep walking.
Hey creatives, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tatiana Samaria. Thank you for clicking on this video because this is gonna be a good one. Let me tell you, we are revving up our content and we are booking clients all 2023. And I promise this topic is really gonna help you. But before we move forward, I want you to watch the brand identity video first. Why? Because it is important, whether you are building your personal brand or a business, that you establish brand identity first. Okay, those 4 points in that video will help you establish those brand identities that you need to just make sure your personal brand and your business is the best that it can be. Now that you've watched that video, I want to break down each point a little bit more. So today we are going over point number 1, and that is personality and self-image. Now, you obviously should know why this is like super important, but this is so important. I'm friends with a lot of like inspiring influencers and business owners, and I promise every time we are at lunch or at dinner or just having a conversation over the phone, personality and self-image always comes up, and it's always these two things. Number 1 is how to let their personality shine through their personal brand or their business. They're always trying to figure out, okay, well, I know I like to do this, or I'm fun, or I'm a modern person, or whatever it is, but how do I allow that to shine through my brand and through my business? Number 2, this is a big one, y'all. This is a big one. How they look, hair, skin, wardrobe. If you are in an industry that requires you to show up, and I mean literally show your face, then yes, these things are important. Let me tell you, I have a little freebie for you. It doesn't have to cost you a dime to build your personality or your self-image. If you are like me and you do want to rev up your wardrobe, I will give you some points at the end of this video to do that. However, to get started, you don't have to spend a dime. As we go through this video, I want you to think about these 4 points of self-image, okay? So number 1 is how you see yourself. I want you to think about that throughout this video. Number 2 is how others see you. Number 3 is how you perceive that others see you. And number 4 is how you perceive you see yourself. Now, I know that's very confusing and very deep, but I promise you, when you are trying to establish a brand, these 4 points is going to be very important, because you're always going to continue to second guess yourself. I am one of them who did that. I told you my story in the previous video about constantly starting my YouTube channel over and over again, constantly rebranding my businesses and my Instagram and all those things. And honestly, yes, it was because of fear, but it was also because I just could not figure out how to allow my personality to shine through my personal brand. I was too busy looking at how this person posted videos and how this person's reels looked and how this person's kitchen looked. And, I was just too busy worried about, how things needed to look, instead of realizing that, okay, I am the niche. I am the personal brand. It's me. I am the center of it. How can I allow me to shine through that? I want to give you some examples of a negative self-image. Okay, so number 1 is you second guess everything you do, even the tasks that you're good at. Man, I think I'm pretty good at photography and videography and branding and different things like that. But it took me until this year to realize, girl, you really got it. Like, I'm always helping people. And every time I help someone, they say, why don't you really do this? Like, you're really good at this. And I always thought of it as something really small instead of something that I really could have built on. Number 2 is you dwell in the past. That's a good one. And number 3 is you avoid challenges and anything that will help you grow. And let me tell you, when it gets a little sticky and when it gets a little hard, it's so easy to give up instead of keep going. And it's so easy not to pick that hard niche or that hard brand you want to collab with just because you think it's too difficult. Here are some positive self-images, okay? Number 1 is you value yourself and your work. Number 2, you accept challenges that help you grow. Number 3 is you try new things out of your comfort zone. And 4, you don't allow yourself to be manipulated. Okay? Listen, I promise all these points are very important because as you work with these brands and as you see some people who you are inspired by, and some people that you watch, your favorite influencers, whoever it is, as you see them really flourishing in their business, really know that they started somewhere. Okay, I one person I watch all the time is Erin on Demand. And I love watching her videos when she first got started because you can literally see the growth. You can see the growth in her speaking. You can see the growth in her hair and her wardrobe and her just building as a woman. And I just think it's really important that you understand that as you go through life, it's the same way you're going to grow through your personal brand and your personal business. You're not always going to be perfect. You're not going to always be there, but you would always be continuously growing. And that is what we should be striving for. So I'm going to give you, do I have 3 or 4? I have 4 great points and how you can improve your personality and your self-image and your personal brand and your business. And number 1 is to change how you see yourself, girl. Change the way you see yourself. You need to be, I don't care if it's positive affirmations, if you got to write things on sticky notes, if you got to get a dry erase marker and put it on your mirror every morning. I don't care how you do it, but you have to change how you see yourself. You are just too hard on yourself. You may not think you talk proper enough. You may not think your wardrobe is that great. You may not think you have enough resources. Let me tell you, I want you to throw all of that in trash. Throw it away. Truthfully, I had to do this. I want to keep referencing myself just because it's easy. I really had to change the way I see myself. In my Notion board, where I have all of my photography notes, like through my training and things like that, at the very top, it says, you will be a great photographer. And I had to really write that because every time I look at those notes right before a shoot, or whether I'm training or I'm just playing with my camera for the day, it reminds me that I really have to speak to myself when it comes to photography, because it's so easy for me to look at the next person's work and say, oh my God, I wish my images were that clear. Or I wish I was able to capture this person that way, or I wish I had the equipment in the studio to do these things. And you just have to make sure that your lane is your lane, your images are your images, and how you grow is how you are going to grow. So I really had to look at myself and say, you know what? You may not be that person now, but you will be that person in the future. Honestly, let me tell you, you may not even be as bad as you think you are. That's the funny part. Like every time I do a shoot, they're always like, these pictures are really, really good. Like I know people who have clients and their photography is not as good as yours. So I really just had to build that confidence in myself and say, you know what, I am a great photographer and I'm going to be even greater if I continue to perfect my craft. Or I am a great YouTuber, even though I wasn't consistent at first and now I'm being consistent. All that it matters is that in this present moment that you are showing up for yourself and you are changing how you view yourself every single day. So again, whether it's daily affirmations or writing sticky notes, it doesn't matter, but make sure you remind yourself each and every day who you are. Number 2 is to list your best personality traits. Here's the funny part. My best friend, every single year, honestly, all of my sisterhood circle, but my best friend in particular, every year I feel like she's always texting us saying, hey, can you list my best traits and my worst traits or personality? She always does this evaluation of herself. And I think that that's really funny. And it's really good because there's 2 things. It's how you see you and how others see you. And you have to be able to also accept constructive criticism from other people as well. But for you first, list your personality traits. Are you a good public speaker? Are you good at putting clothes together? Are you good at fashion? Are you good at makeup? Are you good at organization? Are you good at planning trips? Are you the one that's always bringing people together? Are you good at writing? Do you have good penmanship? Are you good at reading? It doesn't matter what it is. It may seem so small to you. Are you good at budgeting? It may seem so small to you. It doesn't matter. Make sure you list your best personality traits. I promise you, this is how you can allow yourself to shine through your personal brand and your business when you know the best parts of you. All right, now here's a tough one. While you are also listing your best personality traits, I want you to list a few of your very least personality traits as well. Why? Because you absolutely cannot forget this point, because how will you know what to grow at? If you are late everywhere you go, then time management needs to be the number 1 thing you focus on. Now, I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with this list if you find that there is a lot on there. Don't be too hard on yourself. But again, if you find there's a lot on there, do not be hard on yourself and just start with one thing. Again, if time is your biggest thing at first, Focus on time management. If organization is that, okay, then after you focus on time, focus on organization. Whatever it is, just make sure that you are building yourself each and every day, but you have to know what you're not good at in order to know where you need to focus on. Number 3 is enhance your wardrobe. And notice I did not say change it, okay? I said enhance your wardrobe, okay? Because if you're like me, it is quick. I can go to Target in a heartbeat, okay? I can go to Nordstrom Rack in a heartbeat. If I have somewhere to go, if I got somewhere to be, it is not always, let's see what's in your closet. It's always, let's go out and see what I can get for this specific event. And you don't necessarily have to do that. Start with the basics. If you do have to go out, start with the basics. Your basic white shirts, your basic black shirts, your basic blazers. You don't want to go out and buy this extravagant looking blazer that you have nothing else to go with but the one outfit that you're wearing for the one event. If you start with basics, then that means you have a bunch of things you are able to piece together once you find a great outfit. I struggle with this because I love shoes and I love blazers. So when I find like a specific shoe that I like or a specific blazer I like, I'll buy it and then I'll wear it. But then I'll be like, oh, what the heck else can I wear this with? Or I might buy a blazer and I don't have shoes to go with it. Or I might have shoes and I'm like, I have nothing to wear with this. So starting with the basics just allows you to have more variety of being able to switch up your wardrobe whenever you need to. Also, I want you to see what you already have. Experiment with the pieces in your closet. I just started doing this and it's actually kind of funny because I've been piecing things together that I've never pieced together before. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like all this time I had this outfit. And then the very next week, I'll wear this sweater with something else and it's a completely different outfit. So see, literally like go through your closet, see what you already have and put together pieces that you never, and I mean never, thought that will go together. And point number 3 is thrifting. That is my secret. If you do find yourself needing those basics or even needing a nice shirt or a nice blazer or something like that, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, let me tell you, this is where my secret comes in, okay? Everything you see behind me is from the Goodwill store, okay? And there's 2 reasons why I've been thrifting a lot lately. Number 1, because I am trying to improve my wardrobe. But number 2, I have gained a little weight and my goal this year is to lose that weight. And I didn't want to spend an excess amount of money on my wardrobe if I knew that the goal was to shed the weight. So I'm just like, well, why would I go and do that? So I'm like, oh, well, every now and then, mostly on Sundays, because it's Dollar Sundays at the Goodwill store, but almost every week, whether it's once a week, I'll go to the Goodwill store and I'll say, hey, let's see what I can find, whether it's a blazer or a basic white shirt or a basic black shirt or a sweater or a vest, whatever it is, just to add those pieces to my wardrobe that I need to add. So that's why I have this stuff behind me. This black and gold shirt. It's really not, well, black and tan shirt. I got this from the Goodwill store. I got this green blazer from the Goodwill store. I'm just showing you guys what you can do with a budget, okay? I've had this for a really long time, and it's kind of funny because I never really wear it, but I'm going to start wearing it. You guys probably seen this in my last video that I was wearing, but I definitely got this sweater from the Goodwill, and then this vest. I absolutely love this vest. I just got that from the Goodwill store too. And honestly, I have more things that I've gotten from the Goodwill store in my closet, but I really just wanted to give you guys a visual because people give up good clothes every single day. You do not have to spend a fortune just to show up as the person you want to become. Girl, if you do have the funds to do it, yes, please splurge on yourself. Make sure you are literally showing up as your best person, and if that requires you going out to treat yourself and buy little things here and there, go ahead and do it. But what I'm telling you is you don't necessarily have to. All right, y'all, we are to the last point, and this is one of my favorite things. How can you express your personality and positive self-image in your personal brand or business? And here's what I mean. What colors best represent you? My color of the year right now is green. My favorite color is red, but my color of the year right now is green, and that's also my business colors for On the Field Creative Company. Our colors are yellow, black, and green. And I'm just, I don't know. And through my personal brand, my colors are nude. So you have like gold and nude and champagne and cream and That's kind of my color. I'm very like I guess you could say a neutral girl. I like color, but color kind of scares me a little bit. Green reminds me of prosperity and money, so that's the reason why I own the Field Creative Company and own the field. A field is green, so that's another reason why that's one of my brand colors. But just think about it, like, are you a vibrant person? Like, think of Tabitha Brown, think of Auntie Tabitha. Everything you see in her new line is colorful, so colorful. Whether it's her snack packs or whether it's her shirts or whether it's her bags, doesn't matter. Everything is super colorful. And then when you think of Adrienne Houghton, her whole house is like very modern, very sleek, very chic, very just clean lines. So if that's you, that's you. But I'm telling you, the reason why this is important, because you don't want to have a logo or have a website or anything that completely doesn't even represent your personality or your self-image. It's like this logo was so bold and bright and bulky, but I'm such this reserved, quiet, chic person. It's like this doesn't even represent who I am. So you want to make sure that even down to the colors, that you know this is what best suits my personality and my self-image. You want your personality to show through your colors, through your messaging, through your logos, through your website. You want to make sure literally every small thing, I promise you, every small thing matters. Nothing is too small. And if you think it doesn't matter, I promise you it does. I'm excited to see how many people are showing up as their best self, but also really just discovering themselves through this process. When you build a personal brand or a business, you will start to discover pieces of yourself that you did not even know was there, because it really requires you to look within when you're building a business. It really does. I'm telling you, this personal brand, I'm just like, well, what do I like? What do people like about me? And every time somebody comments on a YouTube video or DMs me on Instagram about something that they liked or how this video has touched them or whatever it is, it makes me feel good about myself, but it also makes me feel like, okay, well, this is what people want to see. This is the part of me that people like. And even when it comes to my photography business on the Field Creative Company, when I'm putting those pictures out there, when I see my clients, when their face lights up, when they see pictures, I'm just like, okay, this is my lane. And just like I said in my previous video, that's the reason why I chose that niche with photography, business and branding, because I realized that was a big passion of mine over the years. Rebranding my own business wasn't just because I was confused, because yes, I was confused, but it was also because I valued how I showed up. I valued how I looked. I valued how my business looked. I never want to put anything out there that did not represent me, but also that was just a hot mess. Okay, I don't ever want to go out there and be like, girl, your website looks a mess, or how are you a photographer and your pictures don't even look great, or just whatever it is. You just want to make sure that every little piece that you're thinking of when it comes to building your personal brand and your personal business, it definitely matters. So do me a favor, show up as your best self in 2023. Use this video, the points in this video, to reflect on yourself and how you can really add your personality and your self-image into whatever you are doing this year. I love you, and I thank you for watching this video. Make sure you comment below. Tell me how this has helped you. Even if you went through these questions, if you wrote some things down, if you discovered a new thing about yourself, I want to hear all about it. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.